Hey everyone, welcome to this weekly Sidereal astrology forecast for the week of October 28th through November 3rd of 2019. All right, so I'm going to be traveling here this next week. So as usual, I'm going to do a weekly forecast for this week. We'll still look at this day by day, but yeah, all the dailies will be in this one video. And then when I'm done traveling, we'll be back to the dailies as usual. All right, so a lot going on this week. We do have a new moon right at the beginning of the week on Monday. If you haven't yet seen that video, do check that out. But a time of new beginnings starting the week, where as the week unfolds, there'll probably be some slow developments, a fresh new start, and just a good time to slowly build some momentum as we do slowly increase energy for the lunar month. Now, a lot of this is centered around Virgo with the sun still here all week. So focuses on improvement, refinement, taking care of things are likely the general theme of the week. So along with this on Monday, we do have some oppositions with Uranus we'll talk about. The most important thing this week actually is Mercury is going retrograde. So good time to maybe start to reevaluate things Thursday onward. Go through some redoing of some matters of what might need to be done, maybe with agreements or relational things in Libra. And then at the end of the week, Venus does shift into Scorpio. So we'll have a shift of our values as well. So let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when I return. All right, so we're going to look at this for the sky for each day of the week here, starting with Monday, October 28th. Now, we are using the actual size of the constellations, as you can see here, which is different from mainstream astrology, which uses an even 30 degrees for all the constellations. But the constellations are different sizes, so this does change the signs from all forms of mainstream astrology, including Vedic astrology. So if you are new to this true sidereal astrology system, be sure to check out that link down below for more information. All right, so let's take a look here first at Monday. We have a new moon in Virgo. Again, if you haven't seen the new moon video, do check that out. But a time of new beginnings, and particularly involving where we've had a lot of energy of Virgo through doing work or taking care of things, getting into the details, pragmatic energy, right? This kind of earthy creating of structure and improving things really has been the greater theme, and will be for the rest of this week with the sun, since the sun will be finishing Virgo this week and then shifting into Libra early next week. All right, but good time to listen on Monday with the subtle new energies, set some intentions maybe for the lunar month, and again, particularly how we can develop some of that pragmatic Virgo energy. Now, with that new moon, we had an opposition up to Uranus, so the sun will be opposing up to Uranus on Monday. And so on this day, good to just maintain some balance between if there is any type of wanting of freedom or change or excitement. It is a great day to listen to that, but to see how we can implement that stuff in conscious and constructive and balanced ways, right? So good day for, you could say, implementing structure, which is a larger context, as well as some freedom and change, and see where's the middle ground and the balance point between those types of things. So along with this on Monday, we are going to be easing up off of some Mars square Saturn energy, which if you felt the previous weekend any type of more collective restriction, kind of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of energy, that's starting to definitely dissipate on Monday as well. All right, but most important thing on Monday is this fresh new start. Now, the later part of Monday does have the moon shifting into Libra, which will place the theme on Tuesday as well. Actually, let me go ahead and set something here real quick. Okay, so Tuesday, the moon will be in Libra as well as late Monday, and that's going to place the theme around fairness, balance, and mutuality in relationships. And so this has already been quite activated with both Venus and Mercury here in Libra, but likely themes particularly on Tuesday around this finding of balance. We could be connecting in this way with relationships, even enjoying a bit of balance and fairness, and also communicating in this way pretty much all week. But again, Tuesday could get activated there. All right, and then Wednesday, we do have Venus and Mercury conjoining exact in Libra to also emphasize that Libra energy. And that's going to be very good for maybe enjoying some conversations, maybe just more attuned to things that are enjoyable in life that we can be thinking about. It's more pleasurable. We can be quite tactful perhaps in our relationships, enjoying some learning perhaps. So using our minds can be also enjoyable, pleasurable. So just a really good combination between the more enjoyment factor and then learning and using our minds and maybe communication and conversations and things like this with this conjunction. And quite possibly something new may be arising in our interpersonal relationships around communication, learning, again, sharing of ideas, anything very practical as well could be emerging, but just a really good balance between our more sensual side, enjoyable and creative side with the more practical day-to-day and mental side of things. But conjunctions can sometimes mean new beginnings. So if there is anything new you're expecting on that level, there could be something there, especially since it is corresponding with a new moon. Now on Wednesday with that conjunction, we do have the moon shifting into deep Scorpio. So the backdrop around Wednesday will probably be around practicing deeper connections, connecting to our deeper emotions, maybe intimacy, building of trust. And just outside of relationships, just a good time to maybe face some fears, do some self-empowerment and transformation. All right, and that leads us to Thursday, which will be Mercury going station retrograde for the next few weeks. So as we do approach Thursday, it is a good time to just notice maybe the mind starting to slow down in the sense of we might be starting to rework some things or rethink things or see things in a new perspective. Maybe slowing down with the routine can also be helpful. But around Thursday and onward, it is good to now see what can be redone, reworked, maybe with the routine, what can be rethought, seen in new perspectives and new lights regarding anything we are thinking about. And in fact, down below in the comment section, I will put which house this is for each of you, for each of your signs, so you can see exactly where Mercury is going retrograde. For some of you, it might be in the 7th house of relationships, others in career, whatever it might be, you can get a little more additional insight. But collectively, again, it will be probably involving relating in some way or agreements with Mercury conjunct Venus in Libra, right? A lot of one-on-one kind of energy here associated with the retrograde. So Thursday onward, just maybe rethinking maybe agreements, relationship stuff, right? Or in personal life, how can we bring in more balance? It's going to be an excellent time with Mercury retrograde to rethink how can we bring more balance into our life and what are some things we can redo to make that happen. All right, so that's a really good way of working with the second half of the week there. Now on Thursday as well, the moon will be shifting into a fucus. So Thursday, great for healing and really just redeeming all qualities of the human experience. In other words, all the aspects of life that we normally hide away or exile, you could say, it is now to redeem, right? Reincorporate, and this can help us become more free, more holistic and transformed, empowered, rejuvenated, which a fucus, the healer, helps us do. So that'll be the theme on Thursday. And then once we shift into Friday and going into the weekend, the moon then will go into post-transformative Sagittarius, meaning there'll likely be some themes around expanding our horizons, maybe a free-spirited energy, good to practice expanding our perspective, maybe incorporating some adventurousness with that spirited energy. So good to develop that as we come out of the more healing energy from midweek. And then the end of the week on Sunday, with the moon still in Sagittarius, we have Venus trining up to Chiron. So this could be nothing major, but just maybe a bit of healing in relationships or just enjoying some healing in general. So good again for that one-on-one stuff. I think there's going to be a lot of themes around this week. And by relationships, I do mean all relationships or agreements or contracts or even business type of stuff could be the case. But anyways, on Sunday, quite healing and rejuvenated. And if there is anything you do want to do one-on-one that could be healing or therapeutic for you, could be a really good day to do this. And just simply enjoying healing, right? Maybe just picking up that book or whatever it is could be very supportive for all types of, again, really redemption and transformation and rejuvenation with this trine. So along with this, Venus is going to be shifting into Scorpio on Sunday, around Sunday, going into next week. And so we'll likely notice a shift over the weekend of our values. And the values going from that sort of balance and tactfulness and fairness, which is, again, the major theme of the week, but shifting into the deeper dimensions, where we're starting to value deeper feelings, deeper emotions, valuing empowerment, intimacy, right? All these kinds of deeper things, both in the relational front and just in the personal front. So good to be aware of that, and that can actually be very constructive going into next week of, enjoying and valuing this type of deeper energy in life. And that's going to put two benefics in very deep parts of the sky. Venus in Scorpio, Jupiter's been in a fucus. So this really does favor all types of deeper things, healing and transformation going into next week. All right, everyone. So that's the week in a nutshell. One more thing I do want to mention is that here at the end of the week, we will be entering into the third quarter phase of the lunar cycle, which means that this is a good challenging time of the cycle where whatever new is shaping up at the beginning of the week, it'll be good the later part of the weekend and going into next week to really challenge ourselves to implement, right, and integrate. And in fact, the later part of Sunday, we'll have the moon shifting into Capricorn. So themes going into Monday around responsibility, patience, and discipline. And again, hopefully integrating and challenging ourselves towards some of that energy. And by this point of the week, the sun will be finishing Virgo, going into Libra early next week. So we could also, in a sense, be finalizing anything involving that doing of work and improving things and refining things, which has, again, been the major theme. All right, so everyone, have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you all when I return for the daily forecast. Take care.